Welcome to this training on Cloudera Governance Basics. In this session, we will explore the foundational elements of security and governance within the Cloudera Data Platform, focusing on the Shared Data Experience (SDX). We will cover how to manage metadata with Atlas, enforce security with Ranger, and handle schemas for streaming data. Let's start with the core concept, SDX, or the Shared Data Experience. In traditional environments, security was often tied to specific clusters. SDX changes this by decoupling metadata and security policies from the compute layer. This means you can spin up a transient data hub for a specific task, and it will automatically inherit the correct security context, user access rights, and governance rules. SDX acts as a protective ring around your data, utilizing Apache Ranger for fine-grained access control and Apache Atlas for deep lineage and metadata management. This ensures that your governance posture remains consistent, regardless of whether you are running on AWS, Azure, or private cloud. This diagram illustrates the SDX architecture. At the top, we have the SDX layer, which serves as the single source of truth. It houses three critical components: Apache Ranger for security policies, Apache Atlas for governance, and the Hive Metastore for schema definitions. These components push down enforcement and tracking to the transient workload clusters below, ensuring that every Spark job or SQL query operates within the governed boundaries. How is SDX deployed? It lives within the data lake. In CDP, the data lake isn't just storage, it's a specific long-running cluster that hosts your governance services. When you create a CDP environment, you provision a data lake which automatically spins up the Hive Metastore, Ranger, and Atlas services. This data lake acts as the anchor. Any subsequent data hub you create, whether for data engineering or warehousing, attaches to this data lake to retrieve user identities and security policies. You configure this during environment registration, setting up essential links like the ID broker for secure identity mapping to your cloud provider. Here we see the data lake cluster on the left, hosting the central governance services: Ranger Admin, Atlas Server, and ID Broker. On the right are transient data hubs. Notice the bidirectional flow. Data hubs pull security policies from Ranger to enforce access, and they push metadata and lineage back to Atlas, ensuring the data lake always has a complete view of data activity. Apache Atlas is your window into data provenance. It captures metadata and lineage events across the platform. For example, if a Spark job reads a file from S3 and writes to a Hive table, Atlas records that relationship. This allows you to trace data from its source to its consumption. Atlas is flexible. You can define custom entity types, such as specific business objects like country or state, to organize your assets. Furthermore, in modern AI workflows, Atlas integrates with Cloudera AI to track the lineage of machine learning models, linking them back to the specific training data used. This lineage graph, generated by Atlas, shows the data lifecycle. We start with a source file in object storage. A Spark process transforms this into a managed Hive table. From there, the data branches. One path shows it populating a business report, while the dotted line shows it serving as training data for an ML model. Atlas captures all these relationships automatically. For security enforcement, we use Apache Ranger. Ranger allows you to define policies that control who can access what. You can create resource policies to grant specific groups, like marketing analysts, read access to specific Hive tables or columns. Beyond simple resources, Ranger integrates with Atlas for tag-based policies. If Atlas tags a column as PII, personally identifiable information, Ranger can automatically deny access to that column for non-HR users, regardless of where the data lives. Ranger also acts as your auditor, logging every access attempt to a centralized repository. Here's the Ranger decision flow. A user query enters the system, Ranger checks its policies. Path 1, if it matches an allowed resource policy, table access is granted. Path 2, if the data is tagged PII and the user lacks clearance, access is denied. In both cases, the result is written to the central audit log for compliance review. In the cloud, protecting the data files themselves is critical. This is where Ranger RAZ, or Ranger Authorization Service, comes in. Standard cloud IAM often grants access at the bucket level, which is too broad. RAZ intercepts access requests to S3 or ATLs and checks them against your Ranger policies. This means you can define a policy for a specific folder or file in Ranger, and RAZ will enforce it, even if the user tries to access the cloud storage directly. This ensures there are no backdoors to your data. Note that RAZ must be explicitly enabled when you create your data lake. This sequence diagram shows RAZ in action. The user requests a file. Instead of hitting storage directly, the request goes to Ranger RAZ. RAZ checks the specific Ranger policy. If allowed, RAZ uses its high-privilege role to fetch the data from S3/ATLs and returns it to the user. If denied, the user is blocked immediately, ensuring granular control over object storage. For streaming data, governance means managing the structure of your data. The Cloudera Schema Registry provides a centralized store for your Avro or JSON schemas used by Kafka and NiFi. It enforces compatibility rules, preventing a data producer from changing a data format in a way that would break downstream consumers. Just like data access, access to schemas is governed by Ranger. You can define policies that restrict which users or machines can read or update specific schema groups. This is essential for maintaining data quality in real-time pipelines. The flow starts with the producer. Before publishing, it checks the schema registry to validate its data structure. Ranger policy protects the registry, ensuring only authorized producers can register new schemas. Once validated, the producer successfully publishes data to the Kafka topic, guaranteeing that the data on the wire complies with your governance standards. Finally, we must secure how users access the underlying cloud infrastructure. The ID broker is the key component here. It maps your authenticated CDP users, logged in via SSO, to specific cloud IAM roles or managed identities. Instead of giving a data scientist permanent AWS keys, you map their group to a role with S3 access. When they run a job, ID broker transparently exchanges their identity for a temporary access token. This eliminates the risk of credential leakage and simplifies access management across the environment. The ID broker flow is simple but powerful. The CDP user authenticates to the system. The ID broker intercepts this and maps the user to the appropriate cloud role defined in your governance rules. This cloud role then grants temporary access to the cloud storage. The user never touches the cloud credentials directly.
Welcome to quicktechie.com. So just type in quicktechie.com here. Then you can go through the material which is provided by Quicktechie. So we have first of all video courses which you can go here and you can find the various video courses across the technologies as well as finance domain. So if you see in Microsoft, we have 8 programs currently running. Next, you can go through the ebooks available. So all the ebooks which are in PDF format today, and you can download this. So let me go through Microsoft certification ebooks. You can click on any of this and you can see this is the PDF available for you to download. So these are the premium ebook mostly available on quicktechie.com platform only. Now the second part is exam simulator. As we primarily focus on the all technology companies and finance domain certification preparation material. So this is company wide listed here and you can go through this. So let me go through the Microsoft one again. You can see this is are all Microsoft related certification. AB 730 exam, if you open it, so you can see here this and all the practice papers are available here. Today we have a 5 practice paper. So click on the first practice paper. It would load the questions. You can answer this question. This is way you can answer it and you can move to the next question. Now third material we wanted to highlight is an audiobook. So we started recently with the audiobooks as well, which you can listen on the go, and various technology wise ebooks are available. And at the last, this is our alumni. These people who are subscribing to our courses and this platform, they are all listed here. And at the end, I wanted to tell you, if you find any course or training or certification preparation material which you want to get us prepare for yourself, please put on the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube, on Udemy, or on this platform itself, quicktechie.com, then please put the comment, or you can even send an email to using this contact us options here. You can directly do the WhatsApp message. You can call us on this numbers as well.